have definitely done this.
Me too.
And I still remember my mom's reaction when she saw me after I plugged my mouth. She's like, wow. All right, guys, we're back. Welcome to the Chemist Confessions podcast. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Gloria.
And this is a human conversation on all the skincare science we talk about on the daily. And today's episode, what are we talking about, Gloria?
This is a Decode episode, and I think this is almost a wish list kind of topic. It's been super hot here. So we're like, let's look ahead to cooler days. So let's talk about occlusives and how to seal that moisture in for the fall. So for this episode, we will be decoding two very different styles of occlusive products you might see on the market. But before that, a few brand updates.
Yeah, and first things first, we should talk about last episode. We had a lot of confusion and we were decoding Dermalogica's Peel Foliant. Yeah, and that was on the spot, a lot of confusion.
Yeah, we picked up the product because of we picked it to decode because when we're browsing different peels to talk about, we saw that it has like that hodgepodge blend of
everything, everything.
It's got enzymes, it's got AHAs, it's got phytic acid, it's got the works. So we thought it's a great one to talk about. And then while we were decoding, I was like, where's the base? This has got to be the most acidic product ever, right? Yep. And we made a reel about it and posted it. And someone kindly pointed out that we blatantly missed the amino methylpropanol that is the neutralizer in the base. We'll be honest, it's not one that's as commonly used in our past. Typically, you see sodium hydroxide. Yep. We also use arginine sometimes. Sometimes there's TEA. So this is not one that we are super familiar with. So thank you so much for pointing it out. And just to set the record straight, we picked up the actual product just to double check. This one did clocking at a pH of 3.6. Combined with a hodgepodge of actives, we put this at kind of a medium to milder strength peel on our peel guide. So check out the blog for more.
Yeah. We're not perfect. Sometimes we miss things and we get things wrong. So there you go. But otherwise, in terms of other brand news, we are gearing up for a couple hatcheries coming up in the last quarter of the year.
A couple?
I know. We've been very hesitant to give timelines because for those of you who have been with us long enough, know that these timelines change. But we're really excited because we've got some new things coming. But so if you want to be a hatchery participant, that's someone that is going to go through our product incubator, trial some of these formulas for a few weeks. We definitely recommend you to check out the website and sign up under the incubator page and join our chemist crew. So yeah, look forward to that soon.
If you're prone to irritation.
Yes.
If you're prone to PAH.
Yes.
Please sign up. Hint, 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 wink, wink.
Yeah. If you have relatively angry skin or you have an angry... what's the word I want to say? Congestion prone scenario.
Red congestion, if you will.
Also, if you are a fan or maybe even not a fan of our cleanser, we would also recommend you to sign up. So hint, hint. Hint,
wink,
hint, hint, wink.
Wink.
All right. Next,
we have some of you might have already noticed, we have our back to school kit. And it contains our Mr. Reliable Moisturizer, a specialist for spot treating those stubborn spots or your blackheads, and a little trio sample kit of our blank slate cleanser. And we put this together because we think, this is a great, really simple routine that covers your bases regardless of your skin type. And on top of this simple routine, we also have a really adorable swag pin.
Our first swag.
Yeah, it's super duper cute. It is Flasky, our trusty mascot, going back to school with you guys. So it's kind of like a basic, but not so basic, cover your bases routine for everyone. So check it out. The kit is available at a discount. So please take advantage of this limited edition kit and enjoy.
Yeah. Otherwise, we should also update, funny enough, talking about occlusives. Our Balm Voyage is also out of stock currently, but it will be back in stock very soon. It looks like we are scheduled to have this episode come out around 9/11.
Yep.
And around that time, we're probably looking at Balm Voyage to be back in stock in just
the next
2 weeks.
Week or two. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you haven't yet, please sign up for the waitlist. You'll be the first to know when it comes back into stock.
Yep. And please don't forget to use your promo code PODCASTSHIP for free shipping with your order. This is exclusively for our podcast listeners as a thank you, and also for those who are just curious to try and we don't want to deal with shipping. So otherwise, I think that's it.
That's it. Let's go into the news. What do we got?
All right. First things first, we got a launch. We got a launch from Glow Recipe. Pick a fruit. I think with Glow Recipe, the fun thing is just guess what's the next fruit that's coming up.
Every time Glow Recipe has a new launch, I'm like, yes, I need more fruit.
Fruit in your diet?
Yes. Yes, I literally need more fruits. I'm pretty bad with eating fruits. I eat it sporadically. And when I do, I eat a ton of fruits. And I'll stop completely for a few days. And I always buy 2 bananas too many.
Yep.
And then by the end, I'm like,
banana tragedy.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns into, I think last time I made like banana oatmeal cookies. The time before, I made like banana something healthy. And I try to convince myself that I enjoy it, but I really don't.
Yeah. I think this is probably a sign of our millennialness.
No, don't
but I
say
think
that.
like banana calculations and buying bananas on a spectrum is like a very, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell us, but I feel like I've never been more in tune with banana purchasing than I have now. And I don't know if you guys feel that way, where you're like, let me get 4 of these very green ones, 2 of these slightly more yellow ones. That one's not going to last.
Yeah, definitely. And my husband is slightly allergic to bananas, so I have no help in the banana realm.
That is tragic.
Yeah, I have to own my mistake every time.
Yeah.
And I personally prefer on the just ripe, slightly on the green side. I definitely have one where the peel's like starting to look very black.
Yes. My husband makes fun of me because I just can't stand like really ripe bananas. It's just, I think it's the texture.
The one where you can put a boba straw in and basically slurp it up.
So he always like points to green banana. He's like, you want to eat that, don't you? Yeah. So anyways, yeah, we've gone off tangent. But going back to Glow Recipe's latest product, this is their pomegranate peptide firming serum. It's $45 for 1 ounce. And we're just going to go through it really quickly, maybe the first few ingredients, and talk about their testing.
Cool. So the ingredient list reads water, propane diol, glycerin. These 2 are your humectants. Acacia, Senegal gum, Poulan, which is a very interesting polymer that Victoria loves. Squalane, copper tripeptide 1, SR, hydrozoan polypeptide 1, punica pomegranate seed oil, fruit extract, hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronic, more oils, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. So I would say this is more of your classical kind of like elusive peptide anti-aging product. They did do a consumer perception, and we should give it to them because it clearly states consumer perception.
Yep.
So it says, based on a consumer perception survey of 31 subjects after 4 weeks, 93% agreed skin looks firm, lifted, and smooth.
Yep. So as we mentioned in our peptides episode, we had a peptides episode, right? I think so. Yes, last year.
In collaboration with Sederma.
Oh my god. Yes, peptides is hard for us to talk about because everyone is different, and even within the same inky name, the sourcing really matters. So it's hard for us to speak on the efficacy thereof. But I do want to point out the Poulan part of it. This one is a classic tightening ingredient, if you will, but it gives you that a little bit of that instant effect. It has a film forming property to it. Nothing wrong with that, but just want everyone to set expectations that, with a consumer perception study at 4 weeks, it is still early to really see that long-term firming effect. So I suspect the Poulan might have helped that perception a little bit there. If you have tried this product, let us know how it did for you. And yeah.
We should also mention that firmness is a very mysterious claim for us industry insiders in terms of what that means, because firmness and elasticity are kind of these terms that get around that, allude to a lot of different interpretations where people expect tightness, lifting, maybe even more bounce, but in that, if you actually look at the phenomenon of skin, it can be very different. So this is where I think that's why I feel like, to me, this is a very classic anti-aging product. But yeah. And yes, I hate Poulan. I hate working with it. I hate having to deal with it, as you can tell from my feelings towards all the claims around it. So yes, that's the general feel. But anyways, if you try this product, let us know how it goes. All right, Moving on. Okay, in the past months, we've been talking about a lot of very interesting collaborations. You have beauty entering the metaverse, you have beauty entering gaming. So it doesn't seem like that's stopping. There is another gaming collab, which I thought was quite fun. Gillette has teamed up with Razer. Gillette and Razer, they are a kind of like gaming accessory company that has very fancy gaming mice and keyboards. They teamed up to do a actual Gillette Razer collab.
I get it. Razer collabs with Razors.
I just want to share this because it's very random. And if you have a gamer in your life, please poll them on how they feel about this general collab. I polled my brother, who is a in the closet gamer. I think he would be annoyed that I'm sharing this.
He's like moonwalking back into the closet, being like, "Oh, don't out me."
Yeah. I asked him his general feelings about this, and he was like, what do you want me to say? I was like, do you care? And then he was like, do gamers shave? And then he said he told me that because he only has a few whiskers, he uses the cheapest razor available.
That's very
and sometimes that's what comes from the hotel for free.
Nice. You know, that was actually one of my first thoughts too. I was like, I feel like if Gillette has a woman's version of that, if they collab with a movie or like limited edition
like
print,
Barbie,
like Barbie, something like that, or anything, right? I can see women being like, "Oh,
this is fun.
Okay, I pick it up." And if you if you're already in that like Blade family where it fits, I feel like for a woman, it's kind of like, "Oh yeah, I'll hang on to a cute razor." But for men, you're either in the camp of like, "I don't care, while whatever has a blade on it, I'll use." Or you're very particular about what you use. So if you're not already in the Gillette family, I would think it's hard for a dude to, like switch off from their typical preferred razor and get this one just for limited edition print. So kind of curious what guys actually think.
Yeah. So let us know. But otherwise, just another fun collab out there. Also trying to enter the gaming space. Next thing. So, skinification of makeup has been a big thing recently. So big, in fact, that MAC has mentioned that they are going to debut their first new foundation, which they have not done in years. And for this one, the description is, the skincare adjacent foundation will be available in 56 shades.
Wow.
According to a report published by WWD. The brand has plans to roll out this hybrid approach to other core categories too. The first half of 2024 will see the launch of lip products boasting skincare ingredients. And then what's also interesting is in this statement, the Estee Lauder company's owned makeup brand is launching a new range of foundations with an 80% serum base designed to offer lighter coverage for radiant skin. So I don't know. It's a lot of mystery because Gloria and I last year for funsies decided to actually pick up some legitimate foundation from MAC. And I already felt like that was more on the sheer side.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I'm kind of curious how much more sheer it's going to be.
I'll be honest, I have a confession. Is I never, unless something says high coverage, all the light coverage stuff, I have no idea what to expect just based on the name, right? When the BB cream craze was a thing, is it coming back? I feel like,
I think it's back.
Like BB creams, tinted moisturizers, light, dewy, radiant, skinified foundation. What coverage level are we talking about? I have no idea what to expect.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I still feel like I gravitate towards makeup than like tinted moisturizers because I want the functionality of a foundation. So that's why I'm like a little hesitant because when they said 80% serum base, I'm like, but I still need some coverage.
And also, I already have a serum, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not going to buy this foundation for the skincare properties, right? I'm buying it still for makeup. So these hybrids I always feel like are a little...
They turn out to be a little wishy-washy in both camps.
A little bit like straddling the line too much. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe you guys can let us know your feelings.
Is that the millennial in this topic? Are we jaded millennials?
God damn it.
Because I feel like multitasking...
We're not that old.
Oh, man. But I feel like multitasking products, they try to make it happen in a lot of different forms. And I think Victoria's right. A lot of times in execution, it just feels like it's neither a great foundation nor a great skincare.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. But we'll see. Yeah. Also, I'm kind of excited about their their lip product launch.
Mm-hmm. It
So
was very sad.
when Bite died, I was genuinely sad because I felt like I actually appreciated their take. It was like very nourishing without feeling like, I don't know, most lipsticks are very cakey and whatnot.
Yeah. Actually, I agree. And I think MAC's longwear lipsticks on me is super drying.
Mm,
But I do appreciate the collection of shades. So curious about the lip line.
yeah. All right. And finally, I have to share another survey. Let's see. The surveys we've shared were about men. They're about Gen Zs, right? And this time, they're actually focused on us, millennial females.
Oh my god! So this whole new section is actually a celebration of millennials. We're still
I
here.
don't know if it's celebration or just highlighting.
We're millennial AF.
Yeah. So in this survey, it's great. The title is "What Are Millennials' Top Beauty Regrets?"
I love it.
So I guess this company Laserway surveyed over 1,000 millennials on beauty practices they followed when they were younger that they might regret now. They focused on 5 key areas: facial skincare, hair and makeup, health and nutrition, body skincare, and dental care.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yep. And so some of the general points they found was 85% of millennials are more cautious about the beauty practices they follow now than the ones they followed when they were younger.
I can agree with that.
I think that's fair.
Yep.
49% of millennials regret past beauty trends that they followed when they were younger.
I don't know if I regret anything. It's more, it's kind of like, haha, so young and so cute.
Yes, exactly. So I agree. I don't know if I regret, but some of the trends were hilarious.
Yep.
43% of millennials shared that past beauty practices negatively impacted their skin. I thought that one was tragic. And I felt like maybe this is the group of acne people because that I felt it. I feel that.
I feel like early 2000s, the theme is to wash the crap out of your face.
Wash and scrub and dry out the crap out of your face. 57% of millennials said they spend more money on their beauty and health now than when they were younger.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's very true. All right. And for the top 5 beauty regrets, the 5 are 1, not investing in quality skincare. That was interesting. 2, eating too much junk food.
I find that to be a little surprising.
3, not getting enough sleep. 4, not drinking enough water. 5, not getting enough exercise.
Oh, so it's all like lifestyle based.
So when I read this, I was just like, well, that's just life. Like, I feel that now. It doesn't really make me feel like it's something I did in the past. It's like I still struggle with some of this stuff.
So when I saw this list, my first thought was actually, I am the opposite way. I feel like I didn't eat enough junk food in my youth when I could afford to.
There you go. There you go.
I think
I regret not capitalizing on that period of my life.
Dude, my metabolism is never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
And I like legit. I think a while ago, I went crazy on a bag of like Five Guys fries, and it's just like I feel like it's gonna sound very. When you get to a certain age and you really go crazy on junk food, you don't feel good the next day, especially when you typically eat pretty decent. That's not a problem in my early 20s.
No regrets. No regrets.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing too is like even things like not getting enough sleep. I feel like back then you're just like, I was good to go. I don't think I really worried too much about that.
Yeah, agreed. It's like you can recover. It's all good.
Yeah.
I will say the not exercising enough is probably one of mine, but the regret level is not necessarily like, oh, I feel like I'm out of shape now or I'm paying for that. It's like, I think I missed the window to be hot.
What are you talking about, Gloria? You are hot. What are you saying?
I feel like the amount of work it takes to maintain status quo now is very different than before. Whereas before, dude, my lifestyle in my in college and early 20s, like thinking back, different. I'm like, and I was still fine.
Yeah.
Imagine if I actually worked hard.
Yeah, agreed. All right, and then going into categories.
I love this one.
All right. I will skim through a few of these. Won't go through all of it. Let's focus on skincare first. So top skincare regrets. Number 1, not investing in quality skincare. Number 2, which I totally agree because I felt like, I don't know if you did this, Gloria, just like falling more into the trend than actually looking for products. So like if it's like a clay mask, I just bought like whatever, it was cheap. Like, whatever, but it's a clay mask. I didn't even think about like, I don't know, purchasing something super fancy or
I have
anything.
an older sister, so I stole.
Very good. Economical.
Whatever she's using, she used to like I think she will know. Especially like she hates it she thinks I'm like super dirty.
Yeah.
You know, like I think siblings all go through a phase where you think your sibling's germy.
Yeah.
And if she has like pump stuff, she's kind of like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah.
If she has a jar and she thinks I dip my hand into it, she's like, I will murder you. But
That's when you like smooth it over. You're just like
yeah, and then the more like it turns into a whole like bonsai project where you're just like loving it just right. You still get caught, yeah.
All right, number 2, skipping face moisturizer. I was a big culprit of this. Number 3, neglecting lip care, which I really like. It's like something I never thought about, but yeah, lips do age. Their structure changes. They get wrinkles. They're actually very difficult. So I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Especially SPF lip.
Yes, I never thought about even trying to pick up an SPF lip, and thinking back, like when you're younger, you're spending even more time out in the sun. And I was someone that, I don't know, I'm someone that after I grow older, I really hate the classic chapstick formula.
Yep.
But as a kid, that's like all you have. Like like this lips, is it called Smuckers or whatever? That like fruity lip balm.
Carmex?
No, it's like this really jank packaging. Sorry.
It might be Smuckers.
Yeah, it's like super childish. And this is very...
Smuckers.
Yeah. Ah, Smuckers.
Lip smacker.
Yeah, lip smacker. That was my jam because it tasted good, not because it really hydrated my lips.
Yep, that's so true.
So,
and it was just like the fun thing to carry around. Because sometimes they would make them like little keychains and stuff, right?
Yeah, or you buy a pack with your friend and you split the flavors. Yeah. Wow. Age revealing.
Number 4, over plucking eyebrows.
Yes, so relatable. Super relatable.
I have definitely done this.
Me too.
And I still remember my mom's reaction when she saw me after I plugged my eyebrows. She's like, wow.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, my mom is blessed in the eyebrow department. Like she naturally has like a good eyebrow shape and really lush eyebrows. I did not get the shape. I only got the hair, the darkness. And my sister got her whole eyebrow. And yeah, for those of you unfamiliar, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, thin eyebrows were in.
They might have tried to bring that back recently.
Yeah.
But I don't think that really caught on.
Yeah. If you want a reference, go look at the movie Fifth Element, and Mila Jovovich, like that pencil eyebrow look was so in. So all day you just see girls like just like
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 5, skipping eye cream, which I'm like,
I still skip eye cream.
Yeah, actually. Well, for me, I didn't skip it when I could use retinoids and I did our double play, but I'm just saying. But yeah, I didn't give this category a thought. And to be honest, I think for us, it's still a category that's more of a secondary than a must in your routine.
For sure. If you have one that you love, by all means. And I think I'm someone that never really got it. My eye area, as of now, isn't significantly drier than the rest of my face. I am very cognizant of when I'm moisturizing or using any serums, I just bring up to the eye area. And and that's it.
So I'm going to run through a couple more just to, there's a few more that I think are pretty good. So top hair and makeup regrets. Things like overwashing hair, not using hair heat protectant, bleaching hair, not removing makeup before bed.
Oh, that was so in.
That I many a times in college could not bother. And then in terms of top body care regrets, things like skipping sunscreen, skipping body moisturizer, neglecting the neck and chest from sun care. I think that's actually a really good one.
Yes, please don't do that.
Yeah. And not protecting hands from the sun. So yeah, if you guys are curious, we'll leave the link in the description. It's a generally very fun survey, but it really hits me in the feels.
Very
nostalgia
relatable.
And regret, I guess.
Yes, I too. Oh, I am still so guilty of skipping body moisturizer more often than
I saw a meme that I thought was so wonderful. It's like, basically, it's like me putting on my 5th product on my face, and the face is like beautiful and gorgeous, and then shows like your elbow, and then it's like basically this like decrepit this decrepit potato face. Like it's like really dry and like
it's so true.
Yeah. Which I
no.
think my elbow is also like that right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. That's it for the news.
That
We
was a
should
fun
move
one.
on. So, we're going to move on to decodes. We are decoding 2 products today.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, this is actually going to be in the occlusive space.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to explain our decodes and why I picked these 2 is because when you do a quick Google for things like slugging,
Mm-hmm.
you get all sorts of products. And one of the ones that actually kind of trended, but we should explain, is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm, probably because it's called a balm. But we should decode it and explain why we would not consider this an occlusive product. All right, so La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm. I'll read the ingredient list, just more of the top ingredients. So it's water, hydrogenated polyisobutene, dimethicone, glycerin, shea butter, panthenol, propane diol, butylene glycol, aluminum starch, autosinyl succinate, cetyl, peg, and blah, 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 blah. So we'll just end it. They do have, we should say, on top of some of their dimethicone, in between, you've got zinc gluconate, madecassoside, manganese gluconate, silica, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium sulfate. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we would consider this a pretty thinner, thicker
Hefty
cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost like a night cream
Mhm.
texture. I've used it before. I think it's a classic night cream texture. It's not as spreadable as some of the creams. It does sit pretty heavy on skin. Not necessarily in a bad way because it is positioned as a balm. It is very protective. And a lot of times I find myself rather using it for like only really, really dry climates and scenarios because it is that heavy. But it does have a lot of water grabbers as well, like the glycerin, the panthenol, the propane diol. That's probably the reason why we wouldn't consider this a true like slugging balm that you might
Would
think of.
Yeah, and we get really high occlusion.
Yeah.
And we should review why occlusives is a category in
Mhm.
moisturizers, is that the idea is for it to actually seal in
Mhm.
the moisturizer and prevent water from evaporating from skin. So because this is still an emulsion that does contain water and you've got your water stuff,
Mhm.
we would say this is probably not one that we would immediately point people to for that kind of like occlusive final step.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it is a great thicker cream that, let's say, kind of like what Gloria is saying, if you are looking for a much heavier moisturizer
Mhm.
during desert climates or very dry winters, just dry skin in general, this is something that you can definitely consider. But yeah, so that's kind of like one end of the spectrum that we wanted to paint for this occlusive category. The next one is good old Aquaphor. And
Aquaphor, which I have right here.
yeah, and we're gonna go through this inky, which is very straightforward. First things first, when you look at Aquaphor, you'll see that it has a drug fact label. That's because they are claiming petrolatum as a skin protectant, which is a clear sign that it's an occlusive.
Mhm.
That they list that has 41%. On top of that, they have mineral oil, sericin, lanolin alcohol, panthenol, glycerin, and bisabola. So a very straightforward ingredient list.
Yeah, you'll see that it has the water grabbers like panthenol and glycerin, but no water. It's just kind of there because the reality is the petrolatum is definitely doing the heavy lifting, and this is truly an anhydrous or water-free product.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this is a classic example of a petrolatum based product that you can use for slugging, spread a thin layer, and it works great for lips, like dry patches, whatever you need.
Yeah, and I think this is the reason why there are blends out there.
Mhm.
Aquaphor is not the only one, is because sometimes the petrolatum texture of like Vaseline is too much for people. And so they blend it to kind of give just a bit more refined like finish, while adding some of these like light soothers in there as well.
Mhm.
So this we would consider a very like classic occlusives product.
Yep.
And yeah, that's kind of the 2 foil products you'll find in the category. I don't know. Anything else?
I think it's just it's something that you can just do a quick decode on because I think skincare is just an industry where whatever the name the product gets, like balm, cream, whatever, it's definitely there are many brands that will kind of tweak up the meaning
Yeah.
here and there. So just do a quick decode. If there's water as a first ingredient, it's a telltale sign that it's more of a cream,
Yep.
and you'll get that white classic lotion or cream texture. Consider it like a heavy moisturizer.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something to really fill in that dry patch or even be okay for lip use, I would say a true anhydrous balm like the Aquaphor is much better.
Totally.
For me, especially lip, like you will not use a Cicaplast.
Yeah.
Cicaplast on your lip. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, for sure. Other than that, in the meat, we're going to get into a huge deep dive on occlusive mechanism. It's actually quite fun, and kind of talk about really how occlusives work and kind of all the questions behind it, like controversy of petrolatum. So stay tuned for that episode. But otherwise, that's the end of our Decode. It's very short and sweet. We are going to move on to Q&A.
Yep. Just 2 quick questions this time. Number 1, would you recommend a daily exfoliation rather than a more intensely weekly peel, or is it better to do a deeper peel once a week and be done with it?
You're going to hate this response, but it depends.
It depends. Trademark. We should trademark that. It just depends.
Everyone's like, God.
Well, it depends on your expectations and what you want the peel
100%.
to accomplish. Daily upkeeps are great for things like general texture. It supports a hyperpigmentation tackling routine, but probably won't add all that much efficacy by itself. Great maintenance, very low chance of irritation if you use more of a daily product. So it's right for most skin types. But if you want a heavier hitting product that can, I don't even want to say by itself will do all those things, but definitely play a much bigger role for hyperpigmentation and fine lines, then once a week peel will be much better for it. And there's secret option number 3 is you can do both. Some people are very tolerant to chemical exfoliants in general. There's nothing wrong with using a more intensive peel once a week or even once every other week and do a mild like exfoliating toner or something on the daily for upkeep. It just depends on your skin condition. I hope that answers it. I hope you don't feel like I said nothing.
Maybe to sum up, it's what are your goals?
Yep.
How does your skin currently tolerate peels? From there, if that should give you an idea of like where you fall on like, can your skin tolerate a higher, more intense peel? Also, I don't know. Again, consistency, it's what gets you results. So if you're one that needs daily exfoliation and can stick to that, great. If you're one that's, I don't know, like for me, sometimes I can be whimsy with the weekly peel.
Yeah.
Not always great, if you're trying to get results. So anyways.
Yeah, ironically, I'm the other way around. I hate too many steps in my daily routine. So I stick to just once a week to get the job done. And that's it.
Yeah. All right. Second question. Is it okay to combine copper peptides and vitamin C? I've never liked this question. Okay. Have any actual experiments of human skin been done, or is the don't combine thing just some more or less philosophical idea? Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it on the nail, is that there's just not a lot of experiments done, and there are multiple sources of copper peptides, some synthesized very differently. So the suggestion is definitely more philosophical. I would generally say, when you say combine copper peptides and vitamin C, I'm assuming you mean layering and not mixing vials together. You definitely don't want to do that. Don't mix the products together. Layering, I think, is a little bit more whimsy. I would say we're not super worried. Just because that interaction is so temporary. However, some peptides can be very fragile. Vitamin C also can have a very low pH. So that's why it generally feels very philosophical.
Well, there's also a lot of papers on copper, the presence of copper ions causing vitamin C to degrade. You will even see very dramatic papers that cites that the combination of copper and degrading vitamin C it cleaves DNA, causing damage, and a lot of very dramatic papers on it. And a lot of these are done on a nutrition level because you're eating vitamin C and your cells have a lot of copper. And generally speaking, these are very zoomed in looks at these type of things.
Super nuanced.
All we can say is if you're worried, and because copper peptides definitely in the long run does degrade vitamin C, and the reaction can be both ways, because like Victoria mentioned, peptides are very fragile. Copper peptides, a lot of it has to be stored in the fridge and all of that. If you're worried, just do vitamin C in the morning, copper peptides at night, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, again, as you can tell, it's like the general stance can vary. So it's really a matter of, how concerned are you? And I would say for Gloria and I, how concerned are we, Gloria?
I don't like copper peptides because I think the data is whatever, so it's not really on the top 10 of my skin concerns. Is that too
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Anyway, I have to say I pulled this question because I love the second half of the question where I can say, why, yes, that's a great question because indeed there's nothing been done on like human skin in vivo topical application.
Like, yeah, this person knew. So yeah, I think, yeah, if you're very worried, I agree. Take Gloria's stance. Otherwise, for me, I find layering to be so temporary that I'm like, meh. All right. And that's it for our Decode episode. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you guys to give you a quick primer on how to shop for an occlusive product. We do find this category to be very beneficial for, I don't know, when your skin is kind of in a pinch, and it can be helpful to make sure you have that right product on hand.
For sure.
But otherwise, yeah, next week we're going to get into the meat. So we're going to end this. Gloria, where can they find us?
You can find us on our website at chemistconfessions.com. Don't forget to check out the incubator and sign up if you haven't.
Yes.
You can write
we'll include the link in the description.
Right. Yes. And you can write to us at info@chemistconfessions.com. You can DM us on Instagram at chemist.confessions. And that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.